This week in Spiral Knights, we have probably the biggest update to the game in terms of actual meaningful change in the past 10 years. The weird thing is, nothing about the game has really changed. So it doesn't feel like a big update. When you log in, it's kind of the same. But this is the back-end changes that we have been dreaming of. Alright, the updated client has been released. Put your hard hats on, Knights. We need your assistance. At approximately 10 AM game time on the 18th, we're releasing an update to all game clients. This time is subject to change. It did change. It got delayed a little bit. It's a major update to modernize clients, which will enable us to do a lot of things we otherwise cannot. Nothing about the gameplay itself has changed. These are all under the hood changes. This, along with our previous server updates, should help players' games run a lot smoother. Unfortunately, when dealing with code that is in some cases over a decade and a half old, there can be a number of unexpected issues, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they're just saying, you know, there's going to be potential issues with this update. If you're experiencing issues, please put the details in the technical issues forum or emailing them directly. Please be aware that if there are issues that we need to address, we will be issuing follow-up releases with shorter notice, which is all good by me. It did get delayed a little bit by a day. They did release another update. If you get a message that Windows protected your PC, please click more info and then download the update anyway. We're working on that issue. If you're having an issue with Steam installations, please try again now. We believe most of those are fixed. If you're using a standalone client and get stuck in what it feels like an update loop where it keeps asking you to update, please uninstall the game entirely and reinstall it. As of now, most of the issues causing problems for people trying to update have been resolved. If you're running into problems, please try to uninstall your game entirely and then reinstall. If you continue to have issues, please let us know. Similarly, once you're in-game, let us know using the /bug report. It's pretty exciting. I think this is the Java update. So when I also had to reinstall my game. It didn't automatically update for me. I had some issues myself. I reinstalled the game. It still didn't let me play the game. I had to uninstall Java and then reinstall Java. So I'm pretty sure the Java version has changed. I don't know how to check that. Maybe I should have looked more into it, but I'm pretty certain this is the Java update that we've been waiting for. They didn't mention anything about the Java change. I'm pretty sure it's the Java update. I don't know. But yeah, it's massive. I have played a little bit of missions, literally just like 5 minutes of a prestige mission, and it does seem smooth. I can't really test it because my wrist is still fucked, so I still can't play properly. But from what I've seen and tried, the game does feel a lot smoother. I didn't experience any lag spikes. Mind you, that was solo in just a normal prestige mission. It could just be luck, you know, I don't know. Definitely need to test a lot more, but let me know how you guys are going with the update, seeing if the servers are better. It feels a lot better. It feels a lot smoother to me. I don't know. It might just be placebo, but I think the game is a lot more stable. Definitely give it another week. I'll report back next week and see if, you know, how it's settling, and hopefully I'm actually being able to play the game at that point. I'm so over my wrist injury, but it's all good. Moving over to the technical issues, I just wanted to point out that a lot of people have been posting stuff here, and that, you know, the admins have been responding, so that's good to see. We'd like to see it. And that's pretty much it. It really isn't too much in the game. You know, there's no supply depot listings. There's nothing like that. Nothing new on the auction house. No box. No fancy smancy anything. It's just an update to the underlying game itself. But it's a big update. It just doesn't feel big when you're playing it. But this is probably the biggest update the game has ever seen. Yeah, it should mean a lot of good things can happen in the future. Or at the very least, it means that the game is more stable to not be killed by way of just not modernizing with time, I suppose. So we should be able to play this game for another 10 years, even if it's dead. It's amazing. It's great. We can play Spiral Knights for 20 years and have no updates. It's amazing. Anyway, moving on to the Reddit. I finally got my 5-star gear. Now what? So finally I was able to get all my 5-star gear. Blah, 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 blah. Now what do? Now you get more. That is the perfect response. Hello, does anyone get the Barbarous Thorn Shield? That's great. Vanna runs daily group find. I think this person is looking for a party. Kind of cool. Running solo Vanadric, and someone's been able to get others to join. It's pretty slow. Looking for people that are down to run Vanna daily. I do like people posting here. Hopefully he finds some friends. He, she, they. I don't know their gender, sorry. A server error caused authentication to fail. There have been a lot of people having having issues with logging in, but I think we're getting there. I think I think we're getting there. Basically, my best tip if you're not able to log in is uninstall everything, reinstall everything. And that includes the Java, because that might change things. Nice that someone posted the updated client release. This is something I find weird. We have had so many updates in the Spiral Knights Reddit. The mods of this Reddit, or I don't know, like I feel like someone should just post when there's an update on the forums or something. Like that's what I'm surprised about. Like this Reddit is kind of underused. I was expecting, like, you know, every time there's an event, I feel like someone should be posting in here that there's an event live. Because people do actually check this. I quite often see people making comments of like, oh, there's a Reddit for this, blah, blah, blah. Like, people get surprised. So I'm surprised that no one is doing that. It's good that, you know, Wicked Player 494 has listed that there. Should I be worried? This looks sick. This needs to be a wallpaper. Okay, well, if it's not blurry, please. Hello. There we go. Like, that, isn't that cool? It's so zoomed out. Although he's on a tiny laptop. Oh boy. He might be cooked. Returning champion player, wannabe gear completionist, whining. Now to start with, I can't remember the last time I logged into Spiral Knights. All I do know is that it was probably just after and a long while before the whole heat and forging things was introduced, or at least it's seemingly easier to farm than it is now. Now I've just been browsing through. I want to grab a bunch of gear. Same tells me I was chasing all the weapons before the true grind updates hit. Tell me nicely, do you think I should give up chasing all the equipment? If you're trying to get all the equipment, it's very hard to get all the equipment. But it's definitely worth picking up a few extra pieces of gear. It is kind of the, once you've beaten the game, the next thing is basically just get a bunch of gear. It's a lot of fun when you do have a lot of different weapons that you can mess around with and experience the game. Eating freaking sucks. I swear we've seen this post. This is the second time we've seen this post. That's why it's got no likes. Rest in peace. There we go. That is everything on the Reddit. Over to the Discord. Colosseum Crucible. Is there news for this? No, it's just the game update news. I don't think there's anything there. Nothing in the treasure vault. This will have a lot. Let's look over the Night Launcher announcements. So there has been a bunch of updates. I don't think I'm going to read through all of these. Basically, a bunch of updates have happened to the Night Launcher. I think there's even a chance, if you are using Night Launcher, you might even need to reinstall Night Launcher itself because of the way that the game updates have happened. But basically, along with these new game updates, obviously Lucas has been hard at work updating Night Launcher so that it can update the game and update alongside the game updates, which is good to see. Very nicely done. The announcements, I can only assume, are going to be the game updates, which we've already covered. There's a comic contest. Ooh, I have not seen this. Mayo Shark, Street Dragon, Mango Chick, and Solotron are hosting a Knights comic contest. That sounds fun. No AI at all. Fair enough. No safe for work. What is this? Shaking my head. First place gets 50,000 and wait, that's actually a lot. No. Lie, I might need to sign up for this. Holy fuck. Only 3 panels. Damn. Dude, that's a big ass prize. All right, cool. There's a nice little art community event going on. That's cool to see. Over to the arcade. I'm just going to assume it's all the same. It is indeed. Very pog. All right. Cosmo Backpack, let's look at these special listings. There was Crest of Love and Love Aura. I like that people posted feet to the Crest of Love classic. And then over to Energy Market. Is Energy Market? They stopped posting Energy Market. No! It's gone. It's gone again. We had the Energy Market updates for a while, and now they're done. Let's just check what the energy prices are right now. 4,600. Yeah, it's about the same as last week, honestly. Nothing too much new there. Theta, I wonder what is going to happen with Theta with this update. I don't think it impacts Theta at all. I think they're still fine to keep working with what they're working on. And more game announcements that are kind of the same. That is everything that is happened this week in Spiral Knights. I can't reiterate the fact that this is a massive update. It just doesn't feel like it. But I'm mostly curious to see from people's perspective how they are finding the game and how it feels. Does the game feel a lot smoother? Are you noticing jump lag, like lag spikes? Are you noticing that type of stuff when you're using abilities? What about like the battle sprite issues? Are you having issues with battle sprites? When you're pressing a battle sprite ability, does it shoot? You know how that sometimes happens when you're using a battle sprite and it doesn't randomly shoot? A good mission to test would be missions like the Gauntlet, where they have the arenas with a lot of enemies spawning. This will be a good mission to test, because that last arena is a shit ton of enemies, and that always causes a lot of lag. At least it did back in the day. So that might be a good one to test and be like, you know, how's the game performing now compared to then? Anyway, let me know what you think of the update and how it's been for you guys. Hopefully we see some exciting new content coming out from this, or, you know, just in general. I think it's just nice that the game is in a better state. But yeah, other than that, I will see you guys in next week's This Week in Spiral Knights. Have a good one.